think I'm ready to put my gear shift in. I need to get a knob for the top of it there. I won't be able to show this very much. Let me pull this rubber boot up so it stays up. There we go. Now that fits down in the hole. There's a groove here, and I have to push this down around a little piece that's on both sides there and pop it in. I'll try to show it. Pull the protective rag out of there. Right here you can see those two bolts sticking out on each side. Those are what have to go through the groove. End piece there goes all the way down inside. There's a little cut part down here. And make sure that's all the way down like that. Okay, I got that shifter down in there. Now, got to compress that spring and then turn it. And pop. That went in too easy. I had so much trouble with those before. Now I'll just pull the boot down. The boot needs to slide down over this transmission part. It'll pop in place. There we go. Alright, now I just need to put like a zip tie or something around there to make sure it doesn't pop off. Now make sure the boot is all the way down over the lip on the transmission there. That's on. Put my zip tie around that. My zip tie is just barely long enough. I might have to get a longer zip tie. Okay, I have a long zip tie. Make sure my zip tie is around the metal part. Tight. There we go. That's in good. That's in. If I remember right, this piece should fit over here, right down against the metal. I'll just slide it down here, tuck that under the carpet, I think. It has some little nubs sticking out right on the sides here. There's holes for those. Line it up properly. The screw holes should be lined up pretty good. Then I will take this piece and put it over the top, on top of the carpet. And it has these fat 3/4 inch Phillips head screws. Alright, for these ones up in front I have some same kind of screw, but it has a hex head so I can use a ratchet on it. I forgot this piece has to go in here also. Do these front ones that are harder to get at first. Got those two. Now let's see if I can get these back two in. I'll put that thing on. Need to double check and make sure I put that in properly. This thing is not in properly. That's not where it goes. I checked in the book and now I can see this bracket is supposed to go on like this. It doesn't look like it'll fit, but alright, a little bit of struggle. I got all 4 of these screws in. Now I'm just going to snug them all up. Tighten these guys down. Next thing is this rubber boot. It goes in this thing here. There's a groove around the side that I believe fits around the edge of that. It looks like it goes this way. So there we go. got my handbrake in the up position to make some room here. I'm gonna slide this over here and put my gear shift lever through this thing. And that will go on like that. Next, I'll put my transfer case shift lever in. I put a little bit of grease, just a tiny bit around the bottom here. It goes in pretty much the same way as the gear shift. There's a notch or a little bolt sticking in the front and the back, and this leans back like that. Should slide it right down. Okay, there's the groove. I think that's as far as it goes. And then it has the same kind of little spring thing on it. Push down and then turn just a little bit, and voila, it's in. Push my boot down, and I'll push the edge of the boot to seal over the edge of the transfer case. I have a zip tie wrapped around the base of that. I'll just pull that tight and snip it off. Now the transfer case is similar. It has these two rubber parts, and you have to shove this through the bracket there. And it has eight of those screws. I want to put the rubber part under the carpet and the metal part above the carpet. There we go. All right. Okay, now the challenging part is getting these 8 screws to line up with the holes through the rubber and into the frame. I got these 8 screws all lined up and started, so I just need to tighten those up now. Okay, those 8 screws are all tight. I think I can put my knob on now. I have a knob that's in pretty good condition. Looks good, so a little set screw that goes in there. Alright, got my shift knob all attached. Got a little screw in the back there. Now I'm ready to put this part in. Poke my gear shift through here. And then wiggle my transfer case boot through. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then up here in the front, there's a couple of little screws. They go in the front on each side. And then some plastic push fasteners go in the plastic part over here. I have this little ground wire over here. I'm going to put it behind the plastic against that piece of metal and screw it in right there. I think that will work fine using these screws. Yeah, it feels nice and tight and snug up against the ground metal. Okay, I'll put the other screw in the other side too. I have to put my seat belts in, so I'm going to screws in right here. Alright, I'm gonna make these pretty snug. That should be good. Alright, this side goes same way over here. The driver's side has a wire on it. Just put it in that hole. And then I'll just tighten this one up. Nice and tight. Okay, and connect the little wires together for the seat belt light. There we go, it clipped in. I guess I can go back like that. Alright, and then I'll just put this thing back on. In between Alright, it takes a screw like that on the back side. On the front, right here, there's that's not a screw hole, it's plastic fasteners. I've got these, they're not exactly the same, but they're similar. Just stick this in here and then punch that into the hole. And it should hold it if I have the right size. That fits right up in the hole. And then I'm just going to push that in. There we go. I'll do the same on the other side. Now I have these holes here that are supposed to fasten to something, but I'm missing a bracket or something. I looked around and couldn't find it. I think it'll be fine. This piece holds this piece down anyway. Okay, the shift levers in the center console are all in, except for my shift knob. I'll work on that. Next, I'm going to do the seat belts.